a Thursday evening. It is April the 18th, 2024, and you are watching live and in color Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Do not change the channel. Do not turn your computer. Do not move your antenna. Leave it right where it's at, because you're watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, and we welcome you from all over chiming in here on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on the Facebook tonight, do us a great big favor. Reach over and hit the like button, hit the share button, let everybody know you're a fan of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And we're so glad to be with you live tonight, coming from our studios right here in Enterprise, Georgia. Our studio at 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia, and our studio at turn number 3 at the Old Rocket Speedway in Dothan, Alabama. And our studio at Thompsontown, Georgia is down for repair, and Queasel is at a gas siphoning competition. This is the third one he's been to annually in San Francisco, California. And ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to you live all across the great United States of America and in foreign countries where it is legal and illegal for us to operate and or broadcast. All 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and in the great state of Baker County, Georgia. We give a big salute to all of our fine folks up in Baker County, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central time, 6 o'clock Copper Mountain time. It is time for the truth and nothing but the truth. But a disclaimer, if you will. If you do not subscribe to common sense thinking and or conservative Judeo-Christian principles, you might want to go ahead and turn the channel, turn it on, and watch Soul Train or watch Leave It to Beaver.
That's a good one.
They ain't gonna watch Leave It to Beaver. They ain't gonna watch no Leave It to Beaver, man.
Or what, Ellen DeGeneres or
oh, yeah, there you talking. Yeah, watch the reruns.
Something.
Watch the reruns of the Phil Donahue show.
We are not going to be your taste in television broadcasting. No. But for those of you that will remain, you're going to hear the truth and nothing but the truth right here on Thursday Night Live with Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And tonight we give a big shout out, got a brand new big screen television sponsor, 106.94327 5416 and 1/8 inches of Hitachi screen.
Now wait a minute. Whoa.
Yeah, well, hey, look at y'all. Ease it back, man. Pull on them reins. Ease it back.
We are live tonight at Ain't Pets. Aunt Pets. Podiatry, heel shavings, and toenail shaping. Aunt Pets, pedicures for porcupines, pygmies, and pot-bellied men. Aunt Pets, polyunsaturated pickle-flavored vape juice. Aunt Pets, Portobello mushroom smoking lounge. You got that one there flowing?
I got that one there smoking lounge.
And
Portobello mushroom, I thought that was what they made the tea out of. Tea
they smoke them now. Yeah, they smoke.
Okay. Okay.
And Aunt Pets pickup lines for men over 80 in Pondtown, Georgia.
I got a question. And the reason I said, whoa. Are we getting a check from Hitachi? Because as far as I know, this is the first time we've had a sponsor on that big screen.
Well, here's the deal. Ain't Pet. The only way she could do it, she gets co-op advertising, and Hitachi is going to reimburse her 50% of what the ad costs. You know what co-op advertising is, Charlie?
Yes, sir. I do.
But anyway, if you need your heels shaved or your toenails shaped, you got a porcupine, or you're a pygmy man or a pot-bellied man, you can go get a pedicure. Vape juice, and the portobello mushroom is a smoke lounge. They smoke portobello mushrooms in there. And then all you men that are over 80 and need some new fresh pickup lines for women, go to Aunt Pet's in Pondtown, Georgia.
Yeah, and one of the pickup lines would be, "When's the last time you could cut your toenails? Cut your own toenails."
Oh man!
Let me say this. We got a special thank you to everybody that has prayed for Colonel Joe Watson. Colonel Joe says he is enjoying the show tonight from the Hill in Quincy, a whole lot better than the one at UAB, if you know what I mean. So we're glad to have Joe back home from the hospital.
Brother Joe.
Miss Colleen Beasley and some more of the Beasley clan watching over there at South Henry Peanuts tonight. We're just glad to have everybody popping up from all over.
How about you girls that was at the bank, Charlie? You run up with them lately? That one of them banks there in Headland, I believe.
I see them come on here every once in a while. Okay. Yeah.
We don't want to lose nobody.
All right, Charlie. Let me throw a question up here about it. You just mentioned a name that I had not heard in years. Colleen Beasley. Is she sang?
Yes.
All right. Years ago, when we traveled and sang, we crossed paths with Miss Colleen Beasley, and we sang at several churches up in around Clay County, Georgia, and Tumbleton, Alabama, and in that area over in that blue what's that place over there out from Blue Springs and all that. We ran in those circles together.
Well, let me tell you, she her husband Terry had an uncle that was an official with NASCAR. Here's a quick little story for you. And they needed somebody to sing on a Sunday morning service at Talladega. Whoever was lined up to sing for their church that NASCAR had couldn't make it. So Uncle Bruce, got in touch with Colleen. Colleen went and sang for them, and she pretty much became on tour with NASCAR for a long time. She went to several places, and I remember Jimmy Spencer sponsored her to come to Michigan to sing up there at the church service, and Jimmy Spencer proclaimed her the best so-and-so gospel singer he'd ever heard in his life. She could bring tears to your eyes, an old fool like him.
She used to do a song, if I'm correct on this, she used to do a song called Angel Step Back. And it was that woman could sing down.
So y'all traveled in the same circle with your group. What was the name of your group, Marvin, that you sang with?
Well, I had two groups, and one. See, this goes way back to the early.
You need to set the story straight.
Yeah, let me set this story straight. One of the groups that I sang with when we kind of ran in a circle with her was in the late 80s and early 90s. It was a group of high schoolers. We were called Chosen Generation, and we traveled and sang. And then when my wife and I got married in we got married in 94, but we started traveling in like 95, 96 with the Willing Servants, and we traveled for 16 years with them. And we sang with her in Clay County at a little old church out from Fort Gaines. I remember that very well. But we had also sung with her years before that, and I got to know her. We were good friends with the Bradys from Columbia, Alabama, and some of those other groups. It used to be when there were lots and lots of local gospel singers. There ain't a whole lot of them anymore, that travel and sing. But we used to have some really good times.
Let's have one more church announcement I'm going to throw on the old show tonight. Piney Grove Primitive Baptist Church, Headland, Alabama, on Highway 173, Newville Highway, is celebrating their 175th anniversary this weekend.
Wow.
175 for Piney Grove Primitive Baptist Church.
Big salute to them. 170.
That's a real deal, that man.
Marvin, how many years has Flat Creek been around?
I believe last year was 177. I think this will be 178. Yeah. We're one of the oldest. I think other than Pilgrim's Rest, we may be the oldest church in Miller County. Pilgrim's Rest is older than we are, but that's a Primitive Baptist. And but hey, That's a testament that a church is still standing after that long of a period of time. Talking about going back to old times, I got this picture sent to me this week. Many of you that are from Colquitt, Georgia, may recognize this right here. The old courthouse burned in 1976. Was it, Floyd?
Yeah.
And that was the
74,
police.
76.
Yeah.
It was in the mid 70s. I think it might have been 70, 75, 76, somewhere along in there. That's a 1963 Chevrolet right there, the police car. Mr. Tom Williams, he was the chauffeur of that mostly all the time.
Had you ever been like in pursuit by that one?
Nope. He couldn't catch nobody. It had a little like a little old 283. He couldn't catch nobody.
Especially the what? The pet.
I was one night at the Polar Girl up there, and he was an older friend of mine. He was kind of a legend around there, and his name was they all dead and gone now. Everybody in this story except me is gone. But at the Polar Girl, he had a dirt road that you come up like from Main Street coming south to where the Polar Girl, and the Polar Girl was a drive-in where you drive up and blink your lights, and the car hop would come out there and get you order, and you'd order you a hamburger and a Coca-Cola and a bag of peanuts, one of a little Coca-Cola and a bag of peanuts. And anyway, we were sitting there one night, and they were boy, he was from Baker County. Some of you folks gonna know this name, this last name. I'm gonna throw it out there. His last name was Shelton, and it wasn't Scott Shelton. It was his older brother Terry Shelton. And we were sitting in about a '64 Grand Prix Catalina Pontiac 2-door. I was in the back seat, and he was up in the front seat with his girlfriend. And we were sitting there at the Polar Girl, and coming down the road, and it had been raining, and the road was kind of slick, was Mr. Tom Williams in his '63 Chevrolet that he pulled up there and kind of parked Annie Goggling kind of right there in the edge of the parking lot, which was a dirt parking lot at the time of the Polar Girl drive-in. And he got out and goes in. That's his first mistake. He got out left the car unattended, and he goes into the Polar Girl, gonna get him a Coca-Cola or a cup of coffee or something. But Terry Shelton just pulled that old big Catalina Pontiac down in gear and just eased right up there to Mr. Tom's car, the police car, and pushes it down the road for a little ways, and then it slipped over into the ditch, and it was sitting like this. No big scene, no big nothing, but he pushed it over into the ditch, and he just eased on down the road. And anyway, that's what I wish we were just doing that for fun,
Nobody got hurt in it.
Nobody got hurt. Hey, nobody was injured in that escapade. And the call Buck Phillips jumped down there. Nobody didn't know nothing. Didn't see nothing. Didn't know nothing. But that big old Catalina Pontiac, it didn't even slow down. It was right over in there, right down. The folks don't have fun like that anymore, do they?
Speaking of having fun, this is a public service announcement for all of you who want to go watch some racing up in maybe Talladega this weekend, and have your heart set on a watermelon when you get up there. You got the Chastain guy that busters the watermelon if he wins, and you got folks that just want watermelon. Well, I suggest you buy that watermelon before you get to Talladega, because that's the Piggly Wiggly price up there as of Tuesday or Wednesday morning. That's one of their weekly specials for Talladega week. $15.99 air one of them. How many do you want there, Floyd?
That'd be plus tax too, wouldn't it?
Wait, $18. $18.
I'm gonna pass on that, man. I'm gonna have to give that one up.
And you got to pick the seeds out of them too. They're not even seedless.
You can't eat but half of it. You can't eat but half of it because you got to split the seeds out.
What are they? Has anybody seen the price in one of the local stores?
I mean, and this is for real, y'all. That's a Piggly Wiggly in Talladega.
They're $8.99, $9.99 at some stores here. The other week, I ain't bought one. I remember, I'm old enough, my old buddy Clay Bowen up at Mike's Pharmacy, and I was talking about it. We old enough to remember when we were young'uns riding down the road to Panama City, And you get down there in Northwest Florida, and back in our children's days, and Florida be the same way. 4 for $1 after the 4th of July, trying to get rid of them.
Oh, you could eat, man. All the watermelon you could eat.
That's
Well,
right.
this is just a prime example of inflation. And Charlie,
Bidenomics, man, it's working.
I'm listening to show you Bidenomics now. Now, I will say this for the farmers, it may be good, but it cannot be sustained. I want to show you a picture here. This is a picture of a calf. That calf probably weighs 100 pounds. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Floyd, you said typically they're born 85 to 90 pounds.
Yeah. 80 to 90 pound calf. Go on, how big he is. He's about 100, 105 pound calf.
All right. I want to show you this is live. Well, I should say live. Yesterday, live. Turner County Stockyard, Ashburn, Georgia. I'm about to put it up here. One head weighing 140 pounds. It was a heifer. Brought $5.30 a pound, 742 gross dollars for a 140 pound. I said it right. 140 pound heifer calf right there. Turner County Livestock, Ashburn, Georgia. Yesterday's sale.
Well,
and you just about gonna have to feed that calf a bottle for a while to get him, because he ain't quite ready yet to start eating solid food.
Well, I think, Floyd, you'll agree. Number 104 wanted that calf pretty bad.
Number 104, he fell in love with that calf. So
I talked to somebody about it today. They said the only thing they can figure out is what is like young calf. What do they call that? I know it's not veal. That's lamb, but that's the only thing.
No, veal is calf. Veal is
veal's calf.
That ain't no vealer. That ain't a vealer yet. You got to get a little more weight on the vealer.
And boy, if they served it as a veal, how much a pound would that meat be once it's slaughtered?
Like that Wagyu steak, like a dang Wagyu.
That's what I thought.
And that
I got good teeth. I got good teeth. I don't need a Wagyu. I don't need no steak I cut with a fork. I got good teeth. I can chew and swallow.
Now, if you was like Reverend Johnson and didn't put a polygrip in, then you might have to have some Wagyu beef.
Yeah, I might have to boil that thing.
What did you say? What didn't you say one time he cut his teeth, got to going because he didn't have any poly in or something?
Yeah, they getting back and forth, shifting back and forth like that to be moving. Y'all see them when they be talking to you and they ain't got no poly grip on their paws, even the teeth be shifting back and forth. My landscaping professional like that, he's got false teeth, and he don't wear poly grip most of the time. And he'll get to talking and laughing, and his teeth about half fall out, when he go to laughing. But he get them back in. He don't care.
He ain't worried about it.
He don't care. No, man, ain't no big deal. No. Y'all need to keep my landscaping professional in your thoughts. I don't know about your prayers, but keep him in your thoughts. Anyway. See, my landscaping professional has Wednesday is my day with Leotis, and we got a set time Wednesday, every Wednesday, and it's a roll. She go out of she dialed me by mistake. But I called him Tuesday night, and I said, "You gonna be ready in the morning, Leo?" I said, "What's the trouble, man? What's the trouble, Leo?" I'm gonna rest all of this week. Rest. He's gonna rest all this week. You got the Mayhaw Festival coming up.
Yeah,
you got the Mayhaw Festival coming, so I guess he go rest for that. And anyway, I tried to call him a time or two. No answer. No answer. Nowhere. I hadn't seen hide the hair of him. Hadn't heard no reports on it. So if any of y'all have seen my landscaping professional, Leotis, just let me know up here on the screen. Said I saw Leotis, and he was at Walgreens, and he was walking out the door with a 30-pack. I mean, I would believe that. I figured that's what his trouble is. I figured he must have got some kind of benefit check or something, unbeknownst to me, through the mail. So there's no work. It's rest week this week.
Hey, I wanted to share this with y'all. Y'all know our onion professional, Charles Pickle, sent me these. The first one there is how he preps a baked onion. Cut it up, put about a half a stick of butter and a 1 cube of bouillon, beef bouillon, sprinkled with some seasoning. Put it in the microwave for about 5 minutes, and that's what it looks like. And then look at that homemade blooming fried onion on the far picture.
Mm.
All grown right there. Charles Pickle Farms. That's
Georgia.
good eating right there. Some of the best eating you can imagine right there.
I ain't never tried that. I mean, try me one of them right there. Try me one of them on the side.
Man, I had me one the other night. I didn't know about the bouillon. I sent him a picture, and he told me about the bouillon. And I done put about a half a stick of butter, and I whooped it up and stuck that bouillon cube in there and got it. Man, that was a meal within itself. Delicacy.
So you don't put no chicken stock or anything in that. Your butter melts down and makes your your sauce there.
Put the butter and the cube in there, and yeah, I see that Leotis was seen today at 3:30 at Southern Hissy Fits.
About 3:30 this afternoon. Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel better then, Vicky. I sure do. Feel better about it. I'll go to bed tonight and be content. Won't be worried about it. I just wondered, was he walking or was he riding?
Where is that shot behind you? The Chattahoochee River?
Floyd, you'll have to tell him
that. I think that's Chattahoochee. That's our buddy that's our plumber buddy sent that in. And I think he's on the hooch. Man, that's fine, ain't it?
Oh, yeah.
Ain't that fine? And I told Marvin, I said, Dad, he's on his bicycle. She said, well, hey, he's okay then. Maybe he hadn't quite got, he had imbibed some probably, but not a whole lot. He's on his bicycle.
We talk about the Bidenomics and everything right quick. My buddy KW Keen's watching, and I don't even have to watch the news. I just wait for KW to call me every week and tell me about his trip to the various grocery stores and how much. And I look at the same thing, how much it's going up from week to week to week. It ain't going this way. It's going up. Y'all got another deal over in Georgia that we don't have over here?
Well, I don't think so. I think we got about the same thing going y'all got going.
I see it.
But now we ain't got no $15 watermelon, $16 watermelon. We ain't got none of that. That ain't hit here yet.
Yeah, we ain't got that.
And seed watermelon. Did I ever tell y'all that time about Bookie with eating all the watermelons? Bookie, I had an Uncle Felix, and he had a big patch of water. Y'all got, if I may.
You may.
This is a true story. But anyway, Uncle Felix had a watermelon patch, and he had about cleaned it out. It was about going, but he just turned it over to, just turn the patch over and get all you want. Well, Bookie loaded up on him some watermelons from Uncle Felix, and they was, of course, seeded watermelons. And anyway, Bookie was having a bowel evacuation emergency, if you will. He couldn't evacuate. And anyway, he went up there to Dr. James and Dr. Hennon's. And when they had right there where where they had the little brick medical building in there. Dr. James had an office. They was brothers, Dr. James and Dr. Hennon, married. For some of you that might not understand, Dr. James Merritt was over here on this side of the hall. Dr. Hennon was on the other side of the hall. They had to kind of see through. They could see from one to the other. Bookie went in there. He went in there and he got Hennon, Dr. Hennon married. And Dr. Hennon said, "What's wrong with you, Bookie? I got no problem here." He said, "Well, what's the problem?" He said, "I can't go. I can't go." Dr. Hennon he'd been practicing a pretty good while, but anyway, Dr. James was a little older than Dr. Hennon. Dr. James kind of knew the people and knew the lingo and everything. And anyway, Dr. Hennon asked him, he said, "Are you constipated?" He said, "No, I ain't constipated. I like girls." I like girls, and I ain't constipated. Anyway, Dr. James rolled over and said, "Ask him when the last time he's took her." And anyway, Bookie said, "Yeah, I hear what you say, Dr. James." Said, "I ain't took one of them in a long time." And then he said, Dr. James said, "Ask him what he's been eating, Hennon." Dr. Hill said, "What you been eating?" That Bookie. He went, "I tell you, I've been loading up on them watermelons. I've been loading up on them watermelons." He said, I can't go." Dr. Hill said, "Well, get up here on this table, get up here on all fours, and said, let me examine you." So anyway, you got it ready with on all fours on the table in there, in the examination table. Dr. Henner, he greased his finger up good. He bang, he done an inspection on Bookie's posterior there with a bang, action here. He broke it. He said about the time, say, well, he broke that crust. He said them seeds, he could feel them. He said, broke that crust. He said, said Boogie cut loose. He said, seed went everywhere. And he was spraying all in his office. He said, it sounded like somebody with a Tommy gun going in there. Off in there. He said, spraying watermelon seeds all over his office in there. He finally got out of there. He got out of there. Woo, he said, he feels a lot better. Said, how much I owe you? Dr. Hill said, you don't owe me nothing. Clean this blank up and get out of here. True story.
That is a true story, ain't it?
Story, but it's a true story, but I did change the name and I changed the color. I used Bookie because I could get away with the old Bookie. But it was not the gender is different and some other things were different. But it is a true story.
Oh, Floyd, tell them about our attorney, Billy Shingler.
Billy Shingler out of Dawsonville, Georgia. Hey man, he's a great lawyer. If you need any kind of law work done, and you're gonna need a lawyer in your life, I promise you, sometime you are going to need a lawyer in your life. Look up Mr. Billy Shingler over in Dawsonville, 229-524-1225. He's aggressive, he's young, he'll listen to you. He's got some compassion in his heart. He ain't cold-hearted like some of these lawyers are. He feels your pain and he wants to listen to you. You go in there and tell him what your problem is. And if he can help you, he will help you get out of that tight spot you in. And all along, people get in tight spots in their life. And you're going to need a lawyer sometime in your life to get out of the position that you in or to help you with something that you can't solve yourself. You go see Mr. Billy Shingler in Dawsonville, Georgia. He's right next to the newspaper there in Dawsonville, Georgia. You can't miss him. Downtown, beautiful Dawsonville, Georgia. Go see Billy Shingler. You'll be glad you did.
Charlie, tell them about our good friends Outlaws Bussin' Barbecue.
It's the best barbecue in this part of the country. Check them out. They're at the intersection of 3 Notch and US 231 right there in Troy, Alabama. They've got not only great pulled pork, they got the ribs, they've got the chicken, and they have got any type of great side dish you want to go with it. Some of the best coleslaw you'll ever eat, stew, beans, French fries. The list goes on and on and on. Add to that, they have a very special thing going on Friday and Saturday nights from 4 until 9. All of the seafood you can eat in a seafood buffet for $18.99. Check it out. You won't find a better deal anywhere or better food anywhere. You say, well, barbecue's not my thing. They got sandwiches, they've got burgers, they've got Philly cheese steak sandwiches, and now you could even get you a ribeye or a New York strip there. There's something for everybody. You've heard that old cliche 100 times in your life or 1,000 times, but there is something for everybody at Outlaws Bussin' Barbecue, and the thing you'll find best is the quality of the great food you'll find. Outlaws, located 901 South 3 Notch intersection with US 231. You can't miss it. Right there on 231 in Troy, Alabama. Try them out this weekend. Always keep up with them on Facebook. Pull them up on Facebook, see what a daily special might be, or a weekend special, or where their food truck might be for the weekend. Outlaws Bussin' Barbecue, Troy, Alabama.
Hey guys, got a brand new sponsor tonight. It's a restaurant, but it's in Colquitt, Georgia. TK's Bar and Grill, brand new location, brand new restaurant, 571 North Cuthbert Street in Colquitt, Georgia. The number's on the screen, 229-254-7850. They do to-go orders. Man, they've got the best hamburgers that you will ever want to eat. They've got a great steak. They've got salads. They've got a host of items on their menu. Have a great lunch menu with lunch specials each and every day during the lunchtime hour. And then on Thursday night, Friday night, and I think Saturday night, they're open for nighttime meals. TK's Bar and Grill. And tomorrow night, as part of the National Mayhaw Festival coming to Colquitt, the band A Few Miles South band will be playing live at TK's Bar and Grill. So swing by there, eat, and listen to some great music. They got a nice live stage in there, and always, generally most all the time, got some live music going on in there. It's a great place. Right there on 571 North Cuthbert Street in Colquitt, Georgia, right off Highway 45. If you're going north toward Damascus, you can't miss it. TK's Bar and Grill in Colquitt, Georgia. All right, guys, it's that time once again. It's time for the Southern Hissy Fits trivia time right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Southern Hissy Fits on the corner of the square in Colquitt, Georgia. Visit them this weekend. National Mayhaw Festival. They'll be open 109 West College Street. They're going to be right next to the entertainment stage on the square in Colquitt, Georgia. All your embroidery, t-shirts, tumblers. They have their own line of custom scented candles. You can take your items in there and have them embroidered, or they can order them for you. 109 West College Street, Southern Hissy Fits. Proud sponsor of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show trivia time. And our trivia winner tonight will receive a logoed car tag, compliments of Southern Hissy Fits, right there on the screen. And the question tonight is this. Charlie, I've not even shared this one with you. Here's a picture. On the right is a famous face, none other than the king of rock and roll, Mr. Elvis Presley. But I need to know who the man on the left is. Who is the man shaking hands with Elvis Presley? Who is the man shaking hands with Elvis Presley? Now, I'll give you some hints a little bit later on if nobody chimes in, but you need to text your name and your answer to 229-254. 5060 229-254-5060. We're looking for the name and the name of the person that is shaking hands with Elvis. I need to know who that is, and I need to know your name. 229-254-5060 is the number to text. Charlie, you know who it is?
I think I do. You know who it is, Floyd?
I had to ask Marvin. He showed it to me the first time. I thought it was somebody else, but it was close. But I didn't get it right.
I hadn't had any hits. I'll throw it back up there.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna know that.
You don't think so?
You're going to have to give some hints there and do it.
Anybody gonna know that? I like that cigarette he got in his hand. I bet that's a cool cigarette. He told me.
We just had one come in. Y'all remember the one that won the thing when they said Jerry Knowles owned?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, who did he say that was?
He's saying it's Colonel Tom Parker. No, that's not Colonel Tom Parker.
No.
This man's got way more class than Colonel Tom Parker.
What are you talking about?
Here's somebody said Chris Emerson, old mayor of Atlanta. Can't think of his name. No, it's not the old mayor of Atlanta. Nope, it's not him. It is not him. This gentleman, I'll give you a hint. This gentleman was famous. He sang gospel music. Let me throw that one out there. Sang gospel music.
And you got to understand, Elvis was a huge gospel music fan.
Loved gospel music.
They had all night singings in the time period that he's probably shaking his hand was even before Elvis hit anything music wise. But Elvis would, when he was starting out, would go to Ellis Auditorium on the Friday night all night sings in Memphis, Tennessee. And he, when he became famous, especially stand in the wing of the stage and sing along with these famous groups. One of the famous groups was the Blackwood Brothers. And they would, Elvis was just a big fan and loved gospel music.
All right, I'll give you another hint. He was from Tye, Georgia. This gentleman was from Tye, Georgia. 229-254-5060 is the number to text.
There used to be a fellow in Chicago his hairdo was just exactly like that. Mr. Curtis Chapman. He had that black wavy hair, and he had that part in there just right. And he was kind of debonair looking fella, like that guy there. But that hair reminded me of him, Mr. Curtis.
He's from Tye, Georgia. Tye, Georgia. Gospel music. Big gospel music man.
The group he was with was headquartered out of where, Marvin?
Atlanta, Georgia.
It's another good hint.
Atlanta, Georgia. And I'll, if nobody gets it in just a few, then I'll reveal it. That was a good one right there. Got him stumped on that one, Floyd.
You got him stumped on that one.
Guys, while we're waiting for somebody to respond, I got something I'd like to bring up if I could. I actually, not long before I went on the show, I got a close right there with Rhonda Jarvis Pate, J.D. Sumner. That is very, very close, Rhonda.
About as close as you can get without being there.
Yeah, that is not the correct answer, but that is Lee Scott's. Wow, boy, I didn't know Lee Scott knew gospel music. J.D. Sumner right there. No, it was not J.D. That is a very good secondary answer, but it is not J.D. Sumner. Very, very close though. Are you guys familiar with the gentleman by the name of Alvin Bragg?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's big high roller district attorney in New York City.
Yeah.
Big attorney.
All right, hold on. Cynthia Brookins here, and honey, you are so warm right now. Jake Hess is very, very close, but it's not Jake.
If she says Jake, she needs to go down several octaves there.
Yeah. Jake sang lead. Move on down to skip the baritone and go to the next one, and don't go back the other way with what was his name that sang the high part on Oh What a Savior?
Rosie Roselle.
Rosie Roselle. Thank you. Rosie Roselle. Yep. Rosie Roselle. He's born in Tye, Georgia, died at 50 years old in 1973, traveled all across the country with one of the greatest male quartets ever. And that was who was shaking Elvis's hand in that picture. Give you just a little minute more if someone will.
Give a little more time. Let them do some research.
All right, Alvin Bragg. Let's go back to him, and then I'll jump back to that. Alvin Bragg. He's a district attorney. You with me?
Yep.
Follow me here? Okay. I want you to listen to this, and I don't want you to explain it to me. He has a salary of $210,000 a year. His monthly income is $372,000. He has a net worth.
Whoa.
You done run past me, Charlie.
Go back. Let me finish. I'm just getting started. His salary as district attorney is $210,000 a year. He has. All right. I just got the answer here. Hold on. I'm getting them now. All right. I don't know who this is. That's a 404 area code. The Big Chief Weatherington. That is the correct answer, and that is coming from Lanier Swafford in Dawsonville, Georgia.
Wow.
Chief Weatherington is the correct answer. Someone sent in also Otis Blackwell. That come from Colonel Joe Watson. No, sir, it wasn't Otis Blackwell. But it was the Big Chief Weatherington who traveled with Hovey Lister and the Statesman Quartet and sang bass with them for many, many, many years. But Cynthia, he did look a lot like Jake Hess. They did bear a great resemblance. Big congratulations to Lanier Swafford in Dawsonville, Georgia, our winner tonight on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show Trivia Time. All right, guys. Let me get
Start back at the first of that where everybody.
I got to get y'all. I had your mind boggled there. All right, let's go with it. His salary is $210,000 a year. He has a monthly income of $372,000.
Oh,
He has a net worth of 41 million, assets 27 million, mortgages and loans 2 million, investments 13 million, and other income 5 million. He owns a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, a Mercedes-Benz AMG GT, a Porsche Macan, a Lexus ES, a Jaguar F. He has 12 pieces of real estate, 8 automobiles, and 3 yachts. The assets owned by Alvin Bragg additionally include nearly $16 million in cash. He has $18 million investment portfolio and consisting of 11 stocks. He obtains monthly rent from his several commercial properties in New York State.
He's in office because of George Soros. George Soros put him in office to get Donald Trump. That's his purpose in life. If he don't get Donald Trump, then George Soros will find somebody who will. Yeah. And Alvin Alvin will be looking for employment somewhere else.
Yep. I just thought that was unreal that a district attorney for the Manhattan district attorney has that kind of wealth.
Mm-hmm. And he is so incompetent. He is so incompetent. He don't know a living will from a life estate.
Nope.
Charlie, I saw you had these sent in right here. I don't know who got them or who.
That's that Henry County crew. Coach Hicks and Coach Griffin switched this week from the perch to the shell cracker.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they're ripe to me, don't they? Do you, Floyd?
Man, they're right there. They were just right. There ain't nothing wrong with them. Mm-hmm.
Ain't them pretty?
Yeah, that's now that is
getting back to that political thing. I want to say one thing real quick. I was watching today when the Kennedy family endorsed Mr. Biden.
Oh. I'll be dog.
I looked at him and I listened to the woman, and I don't. Lord forgive me if I'm being ugly here, but they all look like a bunch of dope addicts that just got out of an institution.
Rehab. Look like they just got out of rehab.
You dang right, and they couldn't talk worth a darn. They couldn't.
None of them can't talk. They've overdosed so many times. They've lost their senses of communication. Same way with Robert RFK. He's lost his sense of communication. His communication skills. Can't do it. Can't talk.
This was his sister that made the announcement for the Kennedy family.
I saw that bunch of
and I think it goes back to Papa Joe's breeding, him being a drunk to start with. Maybe it's just runs in the family.
Runs in the family. They got issues. They got substance abuse issues, all of them.
Hey, guys, we want to give a big shout out to KWG Plumbing LLC, Mr. Kenneth Wayne Gardy, Alabama licensed and Georgia licensed. He no longer offers 24-hour service, but he does do 12-hour service. 229-220-6694. That's the magic number to call. Kenneth Wayne Gardy, KWG Plumbing LLC. All your plumbing needs in the state of Georgia or Alabama, whether it's new construction, existing construction, commercial, or industrial, one call does it all. And Floyd, what is his world famous motto?
He said, if you ain't flowing, I'll get you going.
That's him. Call him right there. And we are joined on the phone right now with none other than Mr. Wayne Garney himself, KWG, the man. How you doing, brother?
Yes, sir. Doing good. Loud and clear from the boat ramp in Gordon, Alabama. Just getting the boat back.
You're back. He's just getting the boat back on the trailer, ladies and gentlemen, and I am showing here on the picture, man, what a plethora of table right here. Tell us about this catch. Well, we'll talk about the alligator gars in a minute, but tell us about this catch.
Yes, sir. That's up there in on the Flint River in Newton. We put out 15 bush hooks and produced all those, and would have had more. Had 6 hooks that were stripped out. We had to keep changing hooks and getting bigger and bigger hooks. They kept stripping them out.
So all of that, all those fish, most all those fish were caught on bush hooks.
On bush hooks, yeah. We on those gar. What we done when we put the bait on the hook, we took a dollar store bath towel and cut it about half and hooked it on there with it so it'd get hung up in their teeth.
Nah.
Old timer from Miller County taught me that trick. He said you just put that on there, and if they get off the hook, that towel will hold them because they get caught up in their teeth and they can't close their mouth.
That's about a 3 foot. Is that about a 3 foot gar there?
4 foot, and he weighed about 33 pounds.
Wow, good.
And we got him clean and off the hide and in the cool on ice. We plan on cooking him this weekend.
Wow. And that was all on the Flint River.
On the Flint River up there in Baker County. Yes, sir.
And you're just now coming off of the Chattahoochee River in Gordon.
Chattahoochee River in Gordon. We got about 15 brim and 2 catfish tonight. It was kind of slow, but it was. We got here at 4:30 and it's 8:30, 9 o'clock now. So 4 hours of fishing.
Oh, yeah. Man alive. That's unreal right there. Well, hey, brother, how about some words of wisdom before we go?
Yes, sir. As always, thank you all to Charlie Platt, Dirt Road Sports for sharing our ad. The phone's ringing. Word of mouth in a small town goes a long way, y'all. Keep a smile on your face. Help somebody if you can. Do not let your heart be troubled. Turn it over to the Lord of Lords and King of Kings. Do unto others, have you won't done to yourself. And what I'm going to leave with Captain Hook, don't go hit that panic button just yet. Everything's going to be all right. Get outside, go fishing, and enjoy the great outdoors.
That's it, brother. God bless you.
Y'all.
Hey, be particular. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Good night. Charlie, tell them about our good friends in Colquitt, Georgia, and Headland, Alabama, Sawega Meat Company.
I tell you what, you won't find any better steak, ribeye, filet. Now, Floyd believes in them fillets. I do too, but I'm kind of partial to those ribeyes, whether it's a ribeye, filet, whether it's sausage, smoked sausage, pan sausage, pork chops. They wrap it right. They put it where it'll stay good in your refrigerator for a while. They've got some great seasonings right there to go along with it. Stop by and see them. They're on 27. They're halfway between Blakely and Colquitt. US 27, easy to get to, easy access, easy in, easy out. You don't have to fight a bunch of traffic in a town or something. Go see them. They got great meat, a lot of it locally produced. And that's something that you just can't say enough for it. You go to the store, sometimes you kind of fooled into where it came from by the way they do the labeling, product of the U.S. Well, we're talking about products of Southeast, including Southwest Georgia and Southeast Alabama. Great meat, great folks to deal with. Stop by and see them this weekend. And old Floyd, he did something to our buddy Goocher, gave him a little package of those. There ain't a better gift in the world than a good filet or a ribeye or some good smoked sausage, even great jerky. They got it all right there. Sawega Meat Company, 27 between Colquitt and Blakely. Easy to find.
Hey, guys, before you do this next ad, I got a video I want to play for you. Watch this one right here.
Red snapper fillet going on here. A little olive oil and a little butter, a little salt and pepper, a little lemon juice. And see what we're going to do with that after a while. Then.
Floyd, tell them about it. Floyd. Hello, Floyd, you there? Hello.
That's it, Marvin. That was Ziggy B's right there. Got me some red snapper fillets in there from Ziggy B, and we put them in a little bit of olive oil and put a little flour, dusted a little flour on them, and put a little butter on them there, and sauteed them pretty good in that flour and olive oil. And we ate them, and they were delicious. Fresh. Did not taste like a day old fish. It tastes like it just came out of the water. All of her seafood's fresh, y'all. Everything that you buy in there, I guarantee you leave that and go home and cook it, and you'll be satisfied with it. I went in there today and got my shrimp, brought them home, cooked them. We ate the whole pound of them right there. Me and Nadine ate them. We had some good yellow rice to go with it. Ziggy B's Seafood, she's got it. She's got she's got lobster tails. She's got scallops. She's got shrimp. She's got salmon fillets. She's got red snapper fillets, catfish, whole catfish, catfish fillets. She's got mullet fish. Whatever kind of food you want in the seafood line, go to Ziggy B's right here in Colquitt, Georgia, kind of out there on West Main Street, going out of Colquitt, right next to that big Ford car dealership we got here. Can't miss it. Go in there and see her. You'll be glad you did. Ziggy B's Seafood Market, Colquitt, Georgia.
Hey, guys, Highway 27 North in Colquitt, Highway 27 South in Colquitt, the Holstered 9 and Phillips Auto Parts. It's the place to go. All your auto parts needs, whether they're for your personal, whether they're for your agricultural or commercial, they got all the auto parts you need. If they don't have it, I promise you they can get it. Car wash supplies. They got a little gift shop in there for all of you that need to buy a gift for your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Holstered 9 Phillips Auto Parts, the place to go. They've got those rabbit pellet grills and the rabbit pellets in multiple flavors for whatever flavor you'd like for your roasting to be done with. Holstered 9, brand new gun shop, been open about 6 months. All your ammunition, your firearms. I was out there by there today, and they got all those hunting cabins, the little hunting shelters, you call them, out on the yard for you to go by and look at. And if you like them, you can buy one of them. They've got hunting clothes. They've got ammunition. They've got a gunsmith on staff right there on Highway 27 in Colquitt, Georgia. Phillips Auto Parts and the Holstered 9. I promise you, you will not regret driving over. Maybe you're in Alabama. Maybe you're in Florida. Drive over. It is worth the drive. Go see them. Tell them you heard about them on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Guys, we got a great big fan of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, and his name is T.C. Berryhill, sole proprietor of Berryhill Auctioneers and sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of Floyd's List of Impossibilities and a whole lot more. T.C. Berryhill, www.berryhillauctioneers.com. World-class auction company, world-class man, world-class friend, T.C. Berryhill himself.
It's my time now, Marvin. I'm just going back. I'm reflecting back here to September 23rd, 1976, in the Miller County Liberal. And this thing's full of information. 1976. Y'all know how long ago that was? That was what? 50? Was it 50 years ago? No, 48 years ago. What?
48 years ago.
48 years ago. Only 48 years ago. That don't seem like no time at all, does it? It ain't much if you say it real fast. I read here in the Miller County Liberal, the Miller County Board of Education expenditures for August 1976. And it don't show nothing about no teachers' salaries or none of that in there, but it shows things they had to buy. Here's one for he was our tax collector, Mr. Peyton Keaton. Y'all, you remember Mr. Peyton Keaton? I think he passed for your time.
I knew Miss Duane.
Yeah, that was his wife. That was his widow. He was a tax collector. Bus title, $1. That's what the school had to pay him to get a bus title for $1. $1 was government now. That's when government was working for the people, of the people, and by the people. And here we got one right here for, let's see where it's at. Yeah, Walter W. Hayes. He was the attorney, the school attorney. Do you remember him, Mark?
Very well.
Walter Hayes. Mm-hmm. Walter Hayes. Here's what he for the month for the month of August 1976. They paid Mr. Walter W. Hayes, $50 for the month. Now you go back, you call you an attorney on the telephone, and you talk to him for 3 minutes. Your bill is going to be $200 at least, because he's going to bill you for the whole hour.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you right
with Billy Shingler in
That's what I was going to say. I was going to go ahead and tell you the word $50 is not in Billy Shingler's vocabulary.
They don't go that way no more. And here one had Fred Price, maintenance. Miller County Board of Education, they paid Fred maintenance $25. You can't get a light bulb put in your house for $25 no more.
No.
That's what they paid for the month, whole month. Fred, yeah. I don't see how Fred made it. I reckon, yeah, I had some more customers somewhere.
Mhm.
Charlie Jackson. Now, Charlie had it made.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember Charlie, don't you? Marvin?
Yeah, he was a barber. He was a janitor. He was a school bus driver. He was a policeman, and he did something else. He had like
He
5
did
or
all kind of stuff. Yes, that's him, Charlie Jackson. Charlie Jackson, mowing. He had his own mowing service, I guess. He had his own lawnmowers and tractors, like $90. Now, they paid Charlie more to mow than they was paying Walter Hayes to be the lawyer. So something, I don't know. It sounded to me like Charlie might have had he had a racket going here. Might sound like he was might have been in one of them school board commissioners pocket now. But anyway, here's some of the school board. Here's the school board. Here's school board. Who was on the school board? Buck Tab, chairman. That's a name that rings with y'all out there from college. Terry Beavis was on the school board.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on. Terry Beavis was on the school board. R.D. Franklin and Jerry Mock at the school board meeting. And all of them is passed. All of them passed except Terry Beavis.
Terry Beavis. He's
Terry
on.
I mean, there's no way that I see of him passing in the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Got at least 20 more. But I'm just looking at that, how times have changed. Here's the postage now for the school. Mr. Buck Bell Jr., he was the postmaster, $91. Now, here's one right here. Now, this is if I put it, Buddy Shingler is listed in there. Here's one of the great counselors from Seminole County. I don't know how he got in over here on this deal. He was a lawyer from Seminole County. Sound like he's suing Miller County School Board. Yeah, sound like that. His name is Mr. Kenneth L. Butch Hornsby. Had to pay Mr. Hornsby. This is a workman's claim.
Oh,
Like a workman's compensation claim, don't it? This had to pay Mr. Hornsby for a workman's compensation claim $170. He made more money than Charlie Jackson did more. You see, Wilkins IGA custodial supplies for the school. Custodial supplies. That means cleaning the bathrooms and wiping and
toilet
washing.
paper.
Toilet paper. It is right here. $18.75. You can't buy what you can buy $18.75 to clean your house with now.
You can't buy a case of paper towels, a big thing of paper towels for that.
18 cents. Well, they didn't have paper towels back then, now, Mom. They didn't have no paper. They didn't have paper towels. They had paper, toilet paper, but they didn't have paper towels. Anyway, you had to, we have to reflect and get to get y'all to where y'all get everything into perspective, of what it is now. But to pay the lawyer $50, and we had to pay that lawyer out of Dawsonville $170 for him to sue us for something. Who knows? Somebody, I reckon, slipped down on something, and hurt itself somehow or another. But anyway, Floyd's list of impossibilities. See what I got here. Yeah, I kind of lost my place here. Yeah, here we'll start out with this one right here. That any sane person in the world that believes that Joe Biden knows Shiite from Shinola. Yeah, you thinking about Charlie ain't listening. He tuned in on something else. So he ain't listening.
No, I'm listening.
Yeah, okay.
You want me to repeat
She
what
got
you
from
just said?
China. Impossibility that Islamic Muslim teachings offer diversity, equity, and inclusiveness and forgiveness. Find some way in your Islamic terrorist teachings that that's that. Impossibility that anyone shouting death to America and free Palestine will be voting for Donald Trump.
Mm.
Impossibility that anybody on a Trump jury will be a South Georgia or a South Alabama redneck.
Mm.
Impossibility that any Trump supporter has ever strapped a suicide vest on himself and detonated it anywhere. Impossibility that Al Sharpton will ever pay his back taxes. Impossibility that any Secret Service agents wakes up every day and says, wow, man, I'm so excited. I'm going to be guarding Hillary Clinton, Michael Obama, Jill Biden, Joe Biden, or Hunter Biden. Impossibility that Joe Biden can go 8 hours without having a bowel evacuation in his defense.
That's pretty good right there now. I don't care who you are.
You know, going back to the death to America happening on our college campuses, Columbia University, on these bridges, they're doing all that. I won't get serious, if I could, here for a moment. Floyd's going to talk about your Second Amendment rights a little bit later on when we start closing out the show. That's part of it right there. Everybody needs to protect themselves. Here's something that you hadn't seen in the news a whole lot in Southwest Georgia, and a lot of folks here in Southeast Alabama don't know about it because we try to hush things down when these little darling, I said, gangs start taking target practice with each other. There's a lot of these cities around here that are not safe to ride through.
Mm.
Dothan is about that way. Hell, they shot one at the National Peanut Festival parade here last year, or year before last, excuse me. Killed him. But if I were you and traveling, let's say through Montgomery, Alabama, or something like an Albany, Georgia, I'd make sure I had plenty of gas, and I'd go the route where I didn't have to stop at too many stoplights. Last week in Montgomery, a young woman stopped at a stoplight, Atlanta Highway. Two of these darling groups of thugs start shooting at each other.
Mm.
Bullet goes through the side of the car into her side, hits a rib, punctures a lung, and then hits the spinal cord, and she's paralyzed. What was she doing? She might have been, I don't know, taking her kid, bringing her kids home from school, going to pick up the kids. She was stopped at a stoplight in Montgomery, Alabama. And her life will never be the same. Montgomery is a Democratic controlled city, like Albany, Georgia is, like Atlanta, Georgia is. And I just read a minute ago what I was doing, Floyd.
Yep.
Something came over and I was looking at the Montgomery police chief tendered his resignation today, and it was accepted by Mayor Reed up there. It's time to stop this bull crap. Mm-hmm. When they do something, let the punishment flow.
Yeah.
And if it's shooting them with an injection of something, whatever it takes to stop this mess, it needs to stop. Now, we got enough problems with these idiots, these pro-Palestinian idiots that are going around hollering death to Jews, death to the Americans, and all that. It's a serious time in our lives. There's a lot of biblical times going on in our lives. But this mess about an innocent woman being at a traffic light at an intersection, Atlanta Highway, Montgomery, Alabama. And her life changes forever, and she did nothing to deserve it.
Yep.
Her life's over as she knew it. It's over.
That's my soapbox for the night. That has bothered me ever since I got the news. Let's talk a little bit about Kelly Crop Insurance over in Colquitt, Georgia. Look at here, boys. Here we go. It's almost summertime. 62 in the morning, 88 for a high tomorrow afternoon, back up to 86 on Saturday. Late in the afternoon on Saturday, chances of rain start moving in. It gets with us part of the day on Sunday. By late Sunday afternoon, we'll more than likely be clearing out, hopefully. But we have a good 33% chance on Saturday, about a 75 or so percent on Sunday. We could use some good rain. We cool off just a little bit. Morning lows back down to like 51 on Monday morning. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, wide open weather. You'll see a lot of things happening in the agricultural community, thanks to Kelly Crop Insurance for putting this weather up for us. And some things go to ask you to pray for. This country, Lord knows we need it. Pray for peace in Jerusalem. Am I correct on that, Marvin? Say amen.
Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. That's it.
Exactly. And pray for our local farmers. They're facing something this year they've never faced before. And it's almost the impossibility to make a profit. And you can't keep going in the hole. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all watching. Floyd, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, Charlie. Everything you said ain't nothing but 100% the truth. You're talking about how things spiraling out of control. It's out of control in a lot of different areas. Me and Nadine was watching Laura Ingraham show just before we came on. And she had a segment on there about what's happening in some of our schools. And this was in a North Carolina school. Teachers sitting at her desk. It looked like about a 6'2" or 3" student had his hood up over his head. He came up there and started slapping her. This was on video, slapping her upside the head. And he said, "You want me to do it again?" She said, "No, I don't want you to do it again." Pow! He slapped her about 6 or 7 times upside the head, as hard as he could slap her. But he's a mimer. He's 6'2" tall at least. And weighed about 160 pounds. Had his hoodie on his head like that, slapping her back and forth. She did not even get up and attempt to defend herself. And here's one reason why. She's been indoctrinated that you don't fight back. You don't defend yourself. That will get you killed. You need to stand your ground. What she should have done, if she could have done it, and her mind would not let her do this, because she, for some reason or other, she had probably assumed that she was the one that was the agitator in all of this because of who she was. Exercise your Second Amendment rights wherever you go. I don't care if you go to the grocery store, if you go to the gas station, if you go to wherever you go to pick your children up from school, and know what you're doing with that thing that you got in your pocket or in your pocketbook. Know how to use it. Be familiar with it. We got a shooting range right here in Colquitt, Georgia. You can go out there and shoot all you want to shoot. But be familiar with your Second Amendment rights. Stand your ground. Be vigilant of your surroundings. Look at what's going on around you. That woman that got shot in Montgomery, she was trapped. There was nowhere she could go. They was having a shootout, and she was in the crossfire, and she got it. She had nowhere to go. Surround yourself with like-minded people. And tonight, when you lay down and go to sleep, thank God for what he's done for you today. Give him thanks, and you'll go to sleep, and you'll still be thanking him. That's all I got to say tonight. Good night, y'all. We enjoyed being with y'all always. Marvin, take us away, baby.
Guys, we love y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Hey, I want to give you a big shout out. Got a big weekend coming up this weekend, Saturday in Colquitt, Georgia. National Mayhaw Festival on the square in Colquitt, Georgia. Come visit them right there on the square. All kind of vendors. Got a big parade. There'll be food trucks. There'll be kids' activities. There'll be entertainment all day long. And the merchants on the square there, make sure you go by and visit them. Downtown Colquitt, Georgia, this weekend, National Mayhaw Festival. Guys, we love you. You know what I'm going to tell you? Sunday's coming. Go to church. Find a church of your choice and attend. Our scripture for today comes from the book of Isaiah. For as the soil makes the sprout come up and a garden causes seeds to grow, so the sovereign Lord will make righteousness and praise spring up before all nations. Keep praying for America. Pray for Israel. Pray that America always supports Israel and we never turn our back, because when we do, God will remove his hand of blessing from this country. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to tune in to Charlie Platt, the Dirt Road Sports Show. Same time, same place next week. Lord willing, and the creek doesn't rise, we're going to be right back here for more of the same. But until then, no matter what you do in life, no matter where you go, no matter who you see, no matter what you do, always be particular.
See y'all.